She didn't know his name, she didn't know his face, but she trusted him enough to hand him $16,400 through a car window in the dark because a man on the phone told her that's how bail works now.
Case file number 260842, Washington, Pennsylvania. This case is based on a real money laundering conspiracy prosecuted by the U.S. Department of Justice. A scheme that used rideshare drivers as cash couriers for a grandparent scam network tied to organized crime in the Dominican Republic. At least 5 victims in western Pennsylvania, more than $50,000 in losses. Active between October 2024 and January 2025. Names and identifying details have been changed to protect victim privacy.
Margaret Doyle was 79 years old, a widow of 6 years, and Tuesday mornings meant the same thing they'd meant for decades. Coffee on the porch, the paper folded to the crossword, and the quiet she'd learned to live inside of since her husband passed. The phone rang at 9:14 in the morning, and the voice on the other end was crying so hard she almost didn't recognize it as her grandson's. "Grandma, I'm so sorry, I didn't know who else to call." He said there'd been an accident, a car on the highway, a police report, a night in a holding cell. He said he was scared. He said he didn't want his parents to know yet, not until it was fixed. Margaret's hand tightened around the phone until her knuckles went white. 22 years old and terrified, 3 states away, and she was the only person he'd called. A second man got on the line. He introduced himself as Attorney Mitchell Reyes, appointed to Connor's case, and he spoke slowly, kindly, like a man used to calming frightened grandmothers. He explained bail, he explained fees. He explained that the total with processing came to $6,400 due within the hour, or Connor would spend the weekend in county lockup. "Please don't go into the bank and say it's for bail," he told her. "Tellers ask questions, they slow things down, and every hour costs your grandson more." He told her to withdraw what she could from the ATM instead, in smaller amounts over the morning. By 11, she had it, $6,400 in a manila envelope on her kitchen table, her hands still shaking from the walk to the bank and back. "Here's how we do it now," Reyes said. "The courthouse partners with a courier service. You'll open the Uber app, I'll stay on the line and walk you through it, and a driver will come collect the envelope. It's faster than a bank wire and it's completely secure." Margaret had never used the app before. Her granddaughter had installed it on her phone 2 Christmases ago for emergencies. She sealed the envelope with shaking hands, pressed the ring her husband had given her 51 years earlier flat against the flap, and pressed it closed. At 11:52, a gray sedan she'd never seen before pulled into her driveway, headlights cutting through the afternoon haze. She walked to the passenger window, and a stranger she would never see again took the envelope from her hand without a word and drove away. 4 days later, the same crying voice called again. "New medical bills," he said. The other driver's insurance was demanding $10,000 more, or they'd press additional charges. Margaret didn't hesitate this time. She already knew the routine. Withdraw, seal, wait for the car. It was the following Sunday when her real grandson called, cheerful, ordinary, asking if she was coming to dinner. Margaret asked carefully how his leg was healing from the accident. There was a long, confused silence, and then, "Grandma, what accident?" She sat down slowly at the kitchen table in the same chair where she'd sealed 2 envelopes with a dead man's wedding ring, and understood all at once exactly what she had done. If you ever get a call like this, 3 signs it's a scam. 1. A real bank employee will never coach you to avoid questions. That instruction only protects the criminal. 2. No court, no attorney, and no bail bondsman has ever used a rideshare driver as an official courier. That's not a legal process, it's a laundering technique. 3. Real emergencies don't come with instructions to keep it secret from the rest of your family. If you get a call like this, hang up and call your family directly, using a number you already have saved. Margaret got $4,000 back, eventually, after federal investigators traced the driver payments. She never got the rest, and she never uses a rideshare app again without calling her granddaughter first just to ask what it's for. Send this to one woman you love over 60. It might be the call that saves her. If you or someone you love has experienced something similar, report it at reportfraud.ftc.gov or call 1-877-FTC-HELP.